Right now, the only thing that's happened in Africatown is the county has provided that building, that prefabricated metal building, to be sort of a way station for the artifacts. They call it the Heritage House. That's not big enough. That's not big enough for the history.
And the history is significant. So significant, the man who finally discovered the remains of the last ship to bring people from Africa who were forced into slavery in America has written a definitive book on the subject called The Last Slave Ship, the true story of how Clotilda was found, her descendants, and an extraordinary reckoning. That true story part in the title is important because while Ben Raines is on record many times over as being the first person to put his hands on a piece of the ship since it was burned and sunk by its captain in 1860, others have tried to take the credit. But even that, says Raines, is small potatoes compared to the plight of the people who were brought here on board the Clotilda.
Now we have the ship. And you know, the ship needs to be dug up and put on display in a real world-class museum here in Africatown, not in the Heritage House back there.
Raines, who is also an investigative reporter and filmmaker, has documented much about the Africatown community, including interviews with descendants who are happy their story is being told.
We always knew out here in Plateau this history, but we weren't able to tell it because nobody would listen.
The story of the 30 former slaves who founded Africatown is extraordinary, and Raines documents much of that history in his book, from the heyday of the community until it was virtually destroyed by toxic industry and a 4-lane highway.
We had everything here. We had movie theaters, stores, barbershop. We had everything here.
All of the cabins built by the Clotilda Africans, the founders, were along that stretch. And they were all destroyed to build that road. In 1992, we destroyed Cujo Lewis's house and a whole bunch of the other last dwellings built by these people in 1870.
Raines has proposed building a museum on nearby property that was once the site of the Josephine Allen housing project. 42 acres the author has a vision for.
Imagine this huge museum with the ship in it, shops, you could have a business district. You know, it could be the beginning of the restoration of Africatown.
Bill Riles, WKRG News 5.